My name is Elijah Wolf, and I'm 21 years old, a student at USC. There are a lot of students out here. There's a lot of people who have homes, have health insurance, and put themselves on the line to get arrested, to prove a point that our government is unjust and our laws are unjust. And any law that will protect the rights of the banks and the corporations above the rights of the people is unjust. I don't like the term activists because we're really just people who are fed up. We've had enough. We're sick of the system. We're sick of who are we working for? I think the bigger issue is the war in Iraq was totally unjustified. We have no reason to still be in Afghanistan because there's no transparency in our economy or in our government. We could see what was really going on. If we knew what was really going on behind all those backdoor deals, we would understand. Did we go to Iraq because it was a threat to national security or because there was oil? There were no weapons of mass destruction, which was obvious at the time, and it was obvious years later. I think having drones to bomb innocent people is a war crime. I think the biggest issue with the American government is there's no transparency. I think that every single arrest, every tear gassing, every pepper spraying is unconstitutional. We are petitioning our government for a redress of grievances. It's word for word what's in the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America. Congress shall pass no law that doesn't allow us to do these things. All laws that are passed that say we are not allowed to peaceably assemble, we are not allowed to speak freely, those are unconstitutional. These arrests are unconstitutional. These raids are unconstitutional. On Thursday, there was an occupation of the Bank of America Plaza, which is owned by Brookfield Properties, the same owners who own Zuccotti Park, which you can't own a public space like Zuccotti Park, it's a public space. But this was coordinated, we planned it out, and we set up tents, and we had an occupation, and then we had the largest police presence I have ever seen in my life. There were hundreds of police officers. There was 50 to 100 squad cars pull up to the scene. There were helicopters in the sky. There were tear gas cannons pointed at us. Police officers in riot gear forming a perimeter. It was like, it was what they talked about in 1984. The American government is controlled by corporations and is an oligarchy. If America was truly a democracy, then our votes would matter. If we elect a president because we want him to put policies in place, those policies should be put in place. The fact that they don't get put in place, the fact that there's 50 million Americans over 50 million Americans who don't have health insurance, who are not covered. We elected a president to bring them insurance, and that insurance isn't gonna happen. Our position that we used to be, the superpower, the world's police, that's the way we've been viewed. And we as American citizens need to step up and say, we're not the world's police, we're not the world's military force. We need to be, we need to make our country an emblem of justice, but real justice. How can we be bringing democracy to other countries where in this country, half of our population shows up to vote for presidential elections? What kind of democracy is that? How can we say we're bringing democracy all over the world where this democracy, people don't show up? They don't show up because they're disenfranchised. They're disenfranchised because corporations have taken over the government. So we don't have any right to police the rest of the world and to tell the rest of the world they need to be more like us. What I think viewers should take out of this is that you have a responsibility. Your life is significant. The only reason why government has power is because we consent to it having power. We give government that power because we say, yes, we believe what you're doing is right. We believe that it's just, it's moral. And when our government has turned against us, it is proven time and time and time again that it is not working for the benefit of the people as a whole, as a nation as a whole. It's working for the billionaires, the war contractors, the bankers, who people don't even see because they're in their towers. And we as the people need to stand up and say, no, government works for us. You work for us. We give you that power. And when you cross the line, when you bring Homeland Security in, because we're exercising our First Amendment rights, it is our responsibility as a people and as a nation to collectively say enough.